Good day again, my wonderful and amiable listeners. I bring to you another news. The news headline: Why Obasanjo said we will soon say goodbye to Nigeria as a nation. The news in full. The former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, has said on Saturday warned if Nigeria continues to recycle corrupt set of politicians will lack commitment, courage, and understanding for what makes a nation and development in Nigeria. Nigerians will soon have to say goodbye to Nigeria as a nation. The former President Obasanjo, whose statement was titled African Narrative with Nigerian Situation, insisted that Nigerians must learn from the events of the past and put aside sentiment in choosing their next president of the country. He also added that since 1999, we have changed from one political party to another. We have maneuvered and manipulated to the point that election results are no longer reflection of the will of the people, and we seemed to be progressively going back rather than going forward politically, economically, and socially. The former president said if we continue in the same pattern of recycling sweet words, campaigning, maneuvering without substance of integrity, honesty, patriotism, commitment, outreach, courage, understanding of what makes a nation and what makes a big for development, we will soon have to say goodbye to Nigeria as a nation, Obasanjo warned. The former president lamented that the principle of federal characters, which ought to be served as a guideline for the emergence of quality leaders, has been bastardized by selfish politicians and advised politicians to prioritize nation building in whatever political arrangements they make. The former president pointed out that if Nigerians derailed from national building process with solid principles, it would collapse. The former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, said, I cast a cursory look at some of the people running around and those for whom people are running around. If EFCC and ICPC will have done their jobs properly and supported adequately by the judiciary, most of them would be in jail. Any person who has no integrity in small things cannot have integrity in big things. Fixing Nigeria must begin on the principles of nation building, not necessarily on emotion, sentiment, euphoria, ignorance, incompetency, ethnicity, nepotism, bigotry, sectionalism, regionalism, religion, or class. The issue of security, stability, development, economy, and our relationship within Africa and with the rest of the world can only be taken care of if we get the issue of nation building right. We have a lot to learn from the events of last almost 24 years, and God is not to blame if we fail. It would appear that we are not getting our priorities right, and that can only spell doom on our country if we fail to do what seems to do for nation building in terms of fundamental of equity, justice, common ideals, popular education, shared values, mutual respect, and equality of opportunity, anchored and propelled by leaders across the board that are persons of integrity, honor, morality, competence, great virtue, courage to do what is right, humility, and ability to put a team together and work with them in selfless devotion and service with the fear of God. The former president said he had always maintained that if objectivity, national interest, and patriotism were brought to bear coupled with equity, integrity, performance, no region or zone should claim to have monopoly of Nigerians. The former head of state also added, if we are going to fault findings zonally or regionally, no region or zone can claim absolute innocence. The federal character is a very important and perfect instrument of nation building in our constitution. When we have adequately taken care of our nation building measures, especially management of our unity and taking care of our anomalous situation and performance or lack of it, that have put us in political security, economic and solid quagmire situation that we will find ourselves, then we must zero on personalities. The former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria said we may soon say goodbye to Nigeria. The former president Olusegun Obasanjo on Saturday warned that if Nigeria continues to recycle corrupt set of politicians who lack commitment, courage, and understanding of what makes a nation and development. Nigerians will still have to say goodbye to Nigeria as a nation. He said on Saturday at the International Symposium organized to mark his 85th birthday at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library (OOPL), Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The symposium was attended physically and virtually by eminent personalities including President Paul Kagame, President Mpo Soglo, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Professor Godsky Alabi from Ghana, Ambassador Barry Desker from Singapore, Professor Juma Sabani, Burundi, Dr. Mary Kimilu, Kenya, Dr. Musa Kundi, Mali, Professor Sarah Agbo, Cameroon, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, and Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, among others. Obasanjo, who addressed, was titled African Narrative in Nigeria's Situation, insisted that Nigerians must learn from the events of the past and put aside sentiment in choosing the next president of the country. Since 1999, he said, we have changed from one political party or another. We have maneuvered and manipulated to the point that the election results are no longer a reflection of the will of the people, and we seem to be progressively going back rather than going forward in the economy. He said, if we continue in the same pattern of recycling, sweet word campaigning, maneuvering without substance of integrity, honesty, patriotism, commitment, outreach, courage, understanding of what makes a nation, we will soon say goodbye to the nation as a nation. The former president lamented that the principles of federal character, which ought to serve as a guideline for emergence of quality leaders, has been bastardized by selfish politicians, and advised politicians to cultivate the habit of nation building in whatever political arrangements they make. He stressed that if Nigeria derailed from national building process with solid principles, it would collapse. Obasanjo said, I cast a cursory look at some people running around and those from whom are running around. If EFCC and ICPC will have done their jobs properly and supported adequately by the judiciary, most of them will be in jail. Any person who has no integrity in small things can never have integrity in big things, the former president said. He also said fixing Nigeria must begin on principles of nation building, not necessarily on emotions, sentiment, euphoria, ignorance, incompetence, ethnicity, nepotism, bigotry, sectionalism, regionalism, region or class. He also said the issues of insecurity, stability, development, economy, and our relationship within Africa and with the rest of the world can only be taken care of if we get the issue of nation building right. We have a lot to do, learn from the events of the last almost 24 years, and God is not to blame if we fail, the former president said.